Have you ever had a situation where you haven't been exactly 100% honest, but it's not a huge lie, it's not really impacted on that many people, but you've been found out, you've been caught fibbing, lying, and you feel usually embarrassed, a bit sad, humiliated, all the natural, normal things that anybody would feel if they have been caught lying. In this video, I'm going to talk about the 3 reasons why a narcissist will rewrite not only their own history, and this could be history from years ago, it could be history from yesterday, but I'm also going to, talk about how they rewrite other people's history if it suits them. And if we think about narcissists, they are people that have a super high need for control. They have to have all the attention. They have to be validated. They are very, very self-absorbed individuals. They have low empathy. They have low understanding. They, rarely have sympathy. And when you get a mismatch of people, now narcissists don't tend to have relationships with other narcissists, and that'll be a video that I'm going to make a little bit further down the line, what happens when 2 narcissists meet each other, because it's very interesting. Usually narcissists will go for people that they feel are, to get in a relationship with, that they feel are vulnerable, that are lonely, that are easy prey for them. And once you're in a relationship with a narcissist, it's really difficult to know exactly where you are sometimes. People I have had in my consulting room talking about, they don't know whether they're literally standing on their feet or standing on their head. Any single conversation about a narcissist. Say, for instance, I particularly remember somebody, they would say, they were getting ready for supper one evening, and they asked their partner narcissist if they could get something out of the fridge or something out of the cupboard. I can't quite remember what it was. But when they were all set up and they said, oh, did you get the whatever it was that they were asking for, the condiments, say, for instance, did you get the condiment? No, you didn't ask me. No, I specifically did. No, you didn't. You definitely didn't. If you want me to get them, then I'll go and get them. You only had to ask. And of course that person is thinking, but, oh no, maybe I didn't ask them. It's a natural thing to kind of have condiments on the table every time we have dinner. So maybe this time I didn't ask them. But it was an excuse for that narcissist in that relationship to absolutely get that moment of control and power over that person, because they were confusing them. They were spoiling for a fight in that particular instance. And then again, that's a very common trait in narcissists, if they feel that they're threatened in any way whatsoever by an external thing, or sometimes if they just want the sport of trying to have an argument with somebody. That's a very typical narcissistic trait. So yeah, they need lots of attention. They need things to go their way. It's either their way or no way. And this is where we come into the rewriting history. Now, often narcissists will just lie. They will lie, and they will almost lie for the sake of it. They will lie when they don't even have to lie, but it's part of their makeup to not quite tell the truth, even if it's something really important. It's not, I'm just not going to give you the absolute truth because that's what you want. And as me, the person that needs to be in control, the person that needs to be validated all the time, as I'm me, I don't want to give you that. Even if it might even actually benefit me, for me to tell you the truth, I'm not going to do that, because I have to be the one that decides when anything is said and what is said. So they'll rewrite history because it suits them. Then they can't remember their lies. They live in a complete myriad of untruths, half-truths, bent truths. Maybe there is a few truths that sneak into their lives sometimes, but hey, I'm not going to remember which category I'm talking about, or I'm talking about historically to somebody. So I'll just make it up. You have situations where people might embolden, say, a sporting achievement. Well, it doesn't sound so good to say that I came second in my school sports, achievement, javelin, say, for instance. it doesn't kind of suit me to say I came second. So I came first. And yeah, we can all see the attraction of saying that. But a narcissist won't even consider deciding that second is not as good as first. Right from the beginning, they would have rewritten their history and they would have said, yeah, of course I came first. And if they say the lie enough to themselves, no matter what it is about a school sports day achievement or about something that's gone on at work or something that they've done within a relationship, say within their family, they will just rewrite the history so it suits them. It suits their narrative at the time. Now, further down the line, this may change, and it likely does. And you can have a conversation with a narcissist that you said, oh, do you remember that time you told me that you came first in the javelin competition at your school? No, I never said that. No, I never took javelin. No, you must be thinking of somebody else. And again, that's another opportunity for them to just bamboozle, to confuse, because if you're in a confused state, then again, they feel that they have you. That's the opportunity for them to be able to control you, to keep your power and confuse you, but it keeps you there. It keeps you stuck. And that's exactly what a narcissist wants. So they can't remember their own lies. Number two is to rewrite history is just suitable. It just saves me the effort of having to be bothered to remember the actual facts. So I'll just make something up. I'll just, make up what it is I want to hear. Or they may even actually put that one onto you and say, well, yes, of course I made up about the loan that I took out. Yeah, it wasn't 20,000, it was 50,000, but you would have nagged me if I'd said how much it really was. And I want you to just lay off me. I'm a good person. I don't need this hassle. So that's why I said that the loan was for 20,000 when it was 50,000. And anyway, it's on the mortgage of the house. What are you worried about? It'll take a few more years to just pay that off. But I'm the one that goes out and earns the money. I don't exactly know what you're worried about. And for that person who's hearing all this information about their future and their finances and potentially their family as well, it's a worrying thing. People just want the truth, no matter how unpalatable or uncomfortable it may be. People generally just want the truth. But the narcissist, because it might be inconvenient, it might be unlike them to tell the truth, will just not give you the truth. And that's a very narcissistic property. And the other reason that narcissists will rewrite history is, again, they enjoy the effect that it has on other people. The effect of, I'm sure that we didn't go on holiday to Mauritius, that you have just told our friends that we have done. And that's a little bit embarrassing because we're all sitting in a group and you're going on about this holiday that we haven't had. And I just kind of have to sit there with a big smile on my face because I don't want to embarrass myself. And I know what the implications would be if I actually said, and then they drag you into it. So that, I'm using that example of somebody that actually happened to them. So they had their partner, it was their wife at the time, going, yes, of course, we holiday here, there and everywhere, we ski all the time, and yes, we've just got back from Mauritius. And this guy was sitting there thinking, we just haven't got back from Mauritius. In fact, we haven't had a abroad holiday for a couple of years. We usually go down to the coast, say Cornwall or somewhere like that, but we don't go on these big holidays. But because she wanted to grandstand in front of her friends and her other narcissistic people in her life, she was actually saying, yes, they'd gone on to holiday. And of course, he's then in that position where people are asking him, they said, oh, we didn't see any pictures on Facebook. And he's got to kind of go, oh, yes, I'm quite prolific on Facebook, but my camera was broken, my phone was broken. Oh, okay then. And then he is dragged into the lie as well. And it makes him feel as if that's the thing that he's then doing, the thing that his narcissistic wife is doing, and he's just like her. But of course he's not, because he's sitting there inside thinking, we didn't go on holiday to Mauritius, we went to Cornwall, why are you saying this? And it might be one of those things that he wanted to pick up on later, but often narcissists, when they've told and rewritten the truth, they've told so many lies and they've rewritten the truth, they have that air about them, that unique narcissistic air about them that just kind of goes, no, don't challenge me. You know what's going to happen if you challenge me. Is it really worth it? We were out with a few friends having a drink. They think that we went on holiday to Mauritius. They'll forget it the next time we meet them. And the guy is left thinking, no, they won't. They'll be asking me what hotel we stayed in. Who did we fly with? What happened at the snorkeling that you also said that we went on, because narcissists will not only rewrite history and lie, they elaborate on it, of course. Somebody asks them a question about a lie and they can't turn around and say, well, I didn't actually do that thing that I've just told you 5 minutes ago that I did. And then they're stuck going, right, okay, so I've got to elaborate on this lie, to the point that it's lie upon lie upon lie upon lie, and they just expect everybody to go along with it. And because they're quite often unchallenged, in their head they think, okay, so I've made something up, it's not a big deal, it's not life or death, it was just about a holiday, it was just about a bit of money. They kind of make things up all the time in the hope that everybody else either forgets it or just goes along to it, because to them it's not a big deal. And then, of course, the next time this group of friends meet and somebody turns around to the narcissist and say, hey, you had your holiday in Mauritius last year, where are you thinking you're going this year? And they kind of look at them curiously and go, and then they have to think, it depends what the situation is. Did I say Mauritius? Okay, you said I said Mauritius. Okay, yeah, we went to Mauritius. Yeah, we've just booked for the Seychelles this year. And of course, partner of this person that's making up the lies about holidays is then thinking, oh God, I've got to go through the whole thing again. The next time I meet this crowd, they're going to say, oh, did you have a nice holiday in the Seychelles? And I'm going to have to come up with all the things that I came up with last time, and it exhausted me. So those are just the top kind of 3 reasons why narcissists will rewrite not only their own history, but the history of other people as well. I would kindly ask you if you could hit subscribe and the bell notification, also to like this video, and then next time I put up another video, you'll be the first to know. If you would like any more information about narcissists and where to perhaps get help if you think that you are in a relationship with a narcissist, if you go to, I will put the link above and below to drjane.co.uk, and there's plenty of information on there for you. So until the next time, thank you so much for watching, and goodbye.